Since being drafted as the 28th pick by the Warriors in 2019, Jordan Poole has easily been one of the most talented and entertaining players in the league. His transformation from a historical bad start to where he was in his second season is the stuff of legend. The leap he made in year 3 helped the Dubs to win a title, and he's blessed us with some of the funniest meme material that we've seen. However, part of the Jordan Poole experience is the utter confusion that was this NBA season and the discouraging end of what was a dreadful playoff run. He was unrecognizable in these playoffs as a whole. He actually regressed in key areas that would have proved valuable to this Warriors team, and the $140 million extension will inevitably be brought up in any of these conversations. In this video, we'll discuss just how good Jordan Poole was for the Dubs last season, go over reasons why people, in fact, labeled him as the third Splash Brother and a potential replacement to Steph Curry, and finally detail what went wrong for Poole this season. But before we get to that, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel. Also, be sure to sub to the channel for more content like this. To understand the organization's and fans' expectations for Jordan Poole, we obviously need to talk about his ascension to becoming a $140 million player. When Poole was drafted in 2019, he was coming into a team of transition, with Klay Thompson obviously missing the season due to a torn ACL, Kevin Durant taking his talents to Brooklyn, the Warriors getting D'Angelo Russell in that deal, and with Steph breaking his hand early in the season and missing the majority of it. This left Poole to play alongside guys like Marquise Chris, Alec Burks, and Willie Cauley-Stein, among others. The thing is, Poole was unbelievably bad from the field to start his career, shooting just 26% overall and 25% from 3. However, a stint with the team's G League affiliate helped him to regain confidence and aided him in finishing out the season very strong. In the final 13 games of that season, Poole scored double digits in 12 of them and averaged 14 points and 4 assists on 47% from the field. This wouldn't be Poole's only stint in the G League, as in his sophomore season, he spent 11 games there and never looked back when he rejoined the team. He proved pivotal in helping the Warriors go 9-3 in their last 12 games in 2021 to help the Dubs make the play-in tournament, and we really got to see the newfound confidence that he had in his game and the evidence of the hard work that he put in. However, the 2021-2022 NBA preseason is where Poole would put the entire NBA on notice. He was an instant source of offense. He would put up razzle-dazzle displays with his ball handling, finishes, and overall offensive arsenal, and the game completely slowed down for him. This wasn't a surprise to his teammates, as they gushed about Poole's work ethic, and Coach Steve Kerr even applauded Poole for his overwhelming confidence and the strides that he made as a player. Mind you, this was a player that was fighting for a spot in the rotation just a couple years back, but was soon the no-brainer starter in the backcourt with Klay Thompson sidelined indefinitely. In Klay's absence, Poole proved that the preseason performances were no fluke, putting up 20 points in an opening day matchup against the Lakers, scored 20 points 7 times in his first 20 games, and had 3 30-point games in that span. During the Warriors dynasty, the Dubs never had this type of weapon that they could just bring off the bench that could give them an automatic 15 to 20 points. Heck, they didn't even have multiple guards that could break down defenses and create offense for themselves. But with Poole, you'd be combining a lethal offense with a lethal defense, which proved to be the case in the NBA playoffs. The Warriors went on to make the NBA Finals and win it, and Jordan Poole was pivotal in each step of the way. He averaged 21 points and 5 assists on 55% from the field and 48% from 3 in 5 games against the Denver Nuggets. Against the Grizzlies, he averaged 18, 4, and 4 on 47% from the field. Against the Mavericks in the conference finals, he averaged 16 points on 64% from the field. And finally, he averaged 13 points against the Celtics on 39% from 3. Everything was looking amazing for Poole in the immediate future, as he was now an NBA champion and inked a $140 million contract extension, which brings us to an extremely weird NBA season. If you just looked at the stats of 2023, you would say that Poole had the best season of his career, given that he set career highs for both points and assists per game. However, we need further context for these stats. Poole actually had the worst field goal percentage and three-point percentage of his career outside of his rookie season, and was a completely different player when he was starting versus not. In starts, Poole is simply amazing, averaging 25 points and 5 assists in 43 games this season. And in 26 games without Steph Curry playing this season, he bumps up to 26 points and 5 assists. However, when he comes off the bench, he averages just 16 points. Off the bench, Poole can become so uninterested and uninspired, and he could easily string together 10-point performances or even worse in the process. Struggling off the bench can be attributed to obviously spending less time with liners with Steph Curry and Klay in order to draw attention away from him, but he shoots only marginally better from the field when Steph actually plays, and some of these performances are borderline unacceptable. He obviously had the primetime game against the Dallas Mavericks where he scored just 3 points in 27 minutes of play. There's another game where he had a mere 2 points in 27 minutes of play against the Phoenix Suns. Another 2-point performance, ironically, against the Sacramento Kings in 22 minutes of action. There have been times where Poole has been visibly frustrated or refused to execute plays or even make the extra play, which led Draymond to literally quit on a play, and in a different game, led Steph to be ejected for throwing his mouthpiece against the Grizzlies. In the NBA playoffs, Poole was an utter disaster, shooting only 50% in a single game in the playoffs and not showing up when the Warriors desperately needed his offense. He averaged just 10 points and 4 assists for the playoffs on 34% from the field and 25% from 3, quite literally having a 0-point game against the Lakers in Game 4. In the Lakers series specifically, he averaged a mere 8 points per game, and matter of fact, in Games 2 through 6, Poole averaged just 6 points per game on 30% from the field and 6% from 3. Yes, 6% from 3 and 67% from the free throw line. He took an ill-advised game-tying 3 in Game 1, his body language was poor, and this was far from what the Warriors would have expected from their $140 million man. Of course, Poole is far from the only reason why the Warriors struggled in this series, as Klay was a non-factor outside of Game 2, the bench overall didn't perform well, and their inability to win on the road actually broke a 10-year streak of the Dubs winning at least one road game in each playoff series. Additionally, this was a down year from the Warriors as a whole, with those aforementioned road struggles looming large in this series and with injuries ruining the consistency of Poole's role throughout the season. However, Poole simply needs to be better moving forward. Trading him isn't an option given his value is low right now, and he's set to make $32 million per season over the next 4 seasons. So, in this case, Poole just needs to work as he always does in order to bounce back from what was a mediocre NBA season. He's only 23 years of age, the Warriors believe in him, and he definitely believes in himself. And when he turns it around, Poole will remind everyone of just how good he is. With that being said, let me know how you feel about Jordan Poole in the comments section down below. Let me know how you feel about his playoff struggles, your reasons as to why he struggled, and your expectations from him moving forward. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and also be sure to sub to the channel for more content like this. I hope to see all of you in the next one, and stay tuned.